Professor. I have excitement in my heart for secret tactics. I enjoy attacks that are surprising. I thought we could be using attacks like that at this fortress. But I am hearing a different thing. A brute force attack with all of our power, yes? Attacks that are surprising are also safer. Attacking from the front is dangerous. But I will give you all of my fighting spirit, Professor.
Let's see. My family made it through the conflict unscathed. Thank the goddess. It seems that Deirdre was the only place to really get caught up in the fighting. Did Claude intend to spare the Alliance territories from harm? If so, he's a truly admirable leader. Speaking of Claude, I wonder where he is.
Well...
Let's see.
My heart burns with pride. Not for myself, for everyone. I fight for justice's name. You are in my way! Not for myself, for everyone. Witness Bridget Pride!
We defeated Lord Arundel. The Emperor must have been surprised. If we can keep up that fervor, perhaps we'll capture Fort Mercius and move on to the Imperial capital. We must not be overconfident, though. You're optimistic. Humans and beasts are ultimately the same. When they're cornered, they lash out however they can. They fight for their lives. Who knows how the Emperor will lash out? We have to be careful.
We took quite the detour. It was time-consuming, but finally, we got the information we needed. We crush the Empire, we get Lady Rhea back. 2 birds, 1 stone. First, we take Fort Mercius. I'll put my heart in it. I'll crack him like a rusty helmet.
So, I wonder where Claude will go. From the sound of it, he's leaving Fodlan altogether. He was strangely gallant about the whole thing. He even left his relic behind. Elusive and mysterious to the end, isn't he?
Just as we suspected, Lady Rhea was taken to the Imperial capital. We must get to the capital as quickly as possible. I do wonder when Claude managed to learn Lady Rhea's whereabouts. He's pretty shrewd. I can't help but admire him.
Professor! Fort Mercius is next, huh? Ah, the memories. It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls. I used to run around there when I was a kid. Way back when a fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
Maybe.
Thank you so much! Thanks so much!
I have gratitude.
Hello there.
I've come here after getting chased out of the Empire. There's no place for our kind there anymore. But there are still many inside Empire territory who haven't abandoned their faith in the Church of Seiros. I pray that one day we'll get the chance to rebuild the church within the Empire.
So Lady Rhea was in the Empire all this time. Wish I'd known that 5 years ago. But there's nothing we can do about it now. What we can do, though, is topple the Empire. Will you seize victory with us, Professor? For the sake of the late Captain!
The majority is with us. This conflict will end soon. I am so moved by the decision that Claude and the Alliance nobles have made. That is true nobility, acting in accordance with the people's needs and wishes. As war drags on, those living near the front lines inevitably get the worst of it. Still, Edelgard will not give in. She will push to complete her mission, no matter how many people die. Not everyone with noble blood has noble ideals.
I see. Death Knight. Going to fight the Death Knight. You're right. I'll have to face him eventually.
The Archbishop has been taken to the Empire, just as we thought. But why hasn't Edelgard killed her yet? If she intended to use her as a hostage, she'd have publicly announced that she was unharmed. We don't know what the Emperor's intentions are. All we can do is fight on and pray the Archbishop is okay.
Doesn't matter how sturdy the keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything. That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Merceus. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
No. Perhaps.
Something about Lord Arundel rubbed me the wrong way. There was something off about him. Not that I've ever heard anything good about him. Have you ever heard of the Harim family? Correct. Their lands are due south of the Ordelia territory. Since Edelgard's rule, Lord Arundel had been governing the territory. It seems like his reign was particularly cruel. The people there suffered greatly under him. He seemed to be a good and just person at one point. It simply doesn't make sense. Now that the Alliance has been dissolved, what will become of the nobility? No, my adoptive father knows how to get by. I'm sure he'll do well for himself in the kingdom. All of Fodlan is going to change. I suppose I'll have to change with it.
Leicester Alliance is no more. 300 years of history. Gone and done. They write operas about events like this, you know? I'm sure they'll have a talented and beautiful songstress playing you. And with Dimitri at your side, well, they'll probably contrive some kind of romance to keep things interesting.
Attacking an impregnable fortress head-on is rather impressive. Or suicidal. Depends on the day, really. You know Fort Mercius's nickname, I assume? The stubborn old general? It may be stubborn, but its age means it's gotta be hiding a few weak spots. Makes sense to aim for those areas.
Professor! We're finally going to attack the Empire? I'm actually getting a little nervous. Please defeat the Emperor and save Lady Rhea. I'll be waiting here with all of the necessary preparations for a huge...
Pardon me.
Oh, Professor! Good timing. You have to talk some sense into my father. Recently, he's been doing nothing but work himself to the bone. Even when he's taking breaks from training and errands, he's apparently listening to reports, day in and day out. He's getting on in years, you know? I just want him to take care of himself. I love a good fortress. The perfect place to hide. This one's impregnable too, isn't it? Perfect! As soon as we take it, I'll set up a special spot for Bernie. I guess you have a point. What would you call it then? A little pregnable? Okay.
Let's see. Is it true Lady Rhea was taken to the Empire? Why'd they take Lady Rhea? Professor, they didn't take her to kill her, did they? That's good. We just gotta beat the Imperial Army and get her back, right? You gotta help her, Professor. I'm begging ya.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. Not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
Hello there. This one, yes? This one, yes? I thank you. Return soon, please.
Welcome! Come back soon!
Hello!
Tell your friends!
Professor? Professor?
You know, Professor, laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a date. First, you get past her defenses, then you make your move.
Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a seasoned veteran at this kind of thing. Girls, I mean. I've never actually, captured any keeps. Anyway, I figure you go after the main gate. You take that out, and I'm sure we can win. Of course, you're making the tactical calls. I'm happier to follow than to lead.
True. The Death Knight is guarding Fort Mercius. The same one who was linked to Monica and to Flame's abduction 5 years ago. Anyway, he's one of the monsters responsible for Captain Gerald's death. We have to defeat him. That reminds me. The Alliance dissolved so suddenly. Now there's widespread pandemonium. The lords are warring, mass confusion among the citizens. Or, that's what I expected to happen. None of that seems to be taking place. They had a roundtable meeting and talked it out. Everyone's dealing very calmly with the situation. I guess if Dimitri turns out to be a crazed despot, then there really will be chaos. But he's not gonna go crazy again. He's okay now, right?
Definitely. I traveled to Kingdom territory because I was nearby. I did some good business. Apparently, supplies are needed to reconstruct the Kingdom capital and the surrounding towns. I wonder where I should go next.
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say. I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius? Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlans give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon. Myself, I have been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past. Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you...
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy. Now that we know Rhea is there, we must move with the utmost urgency.
The Death Knight. I shudder to think of him. Professor, you remember my connection to him, do you not? I am still working through the trauma from back then, all these years later. If we meet him, I swear I will have my revenge.
Professor.
So, we're finally invading Empire territory, huh? There's not much we can do right now, except pray for deliverance. I truly believe that we have it in us to succeed.
Thank you very much. Even in the kingdom, only a few people knew about His Highness and Edelgard's relationship. Me? I always knew those two to be like brother and sister. To think that we would come to see this world, where they are I live it, and can still barely imagine such a truth.
Professor.
Hey, you.
Professor.
It appears that Claude has dissolved the Alliance. He's thrown away the pride of all the Leicester lords who have walked the path of independence from Fargus for generations. I said from the start that he was not suitable to lead. Well, times have changed, haven't they? I suppose we can trust the kingdom now.
Claude has stepped down from leadership, and Leicester is now a vassal state of Fargus. The lords of the Western Kingdom are beginning to declare fealty to us in greater numbers also. The Empire is our only remaining enemy.
From this point onward, we're in all-out war with the Empire. Are you prepared, Professor? I'm glad to hear it. That means we can approach the coming battles with peace of mind. First, we capture Fort Mercius. The fighting will undoubtedly be brutal, but we must prevail. As far as this army and I are concerned, you're our last ray of hope. We are relying on you.
Weren't the Kingdom and Alliance once part of the same country? If you think about it that way, it makes sense for them to unite. I suppose the Kingdom was once part of the Empire as well. Even if Fodlan came together, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell apart again.
Wake up, eat, train, eat, sleep. We gotta prepare for the assault, but that hasn't changed my routine. All that training and eating I do is for the sake of Fodlan. Gotta stay strong and fed to keep it safe.
I was thinking. The Alliance has really been disbanded? I never thought such a thing could happen. As long as it doesn't negatively impact our lives, I don't care much whether we're the Kingdom or the Alliance. The Alliance has really been disbanded. As long as it doesn't...
With the Empire destroyed, the borders within Fodlan will likely become a thing of the past. With that, the rules of trade will change. Personally, I'm excited to see what these changes will bring.
How's this?
What do you require? Farewell.
Hello!
Will this one do? Will this one do? Tell your friends!
Hey, welcome. You have a good eye. A pleasure doing... You have a good eye. A pleasure doing business with you. Come again.
Ooh, this is my favorite. You've got great taste.
The flavor is nostalgic to me for some reason. I'd like some more.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away. That looks delicious. Goddess forgive me, I've just got to indulge.
That looks appetizing.
Yeah, you just get it, Professor. This is my favorite.
I like this.
I know. Let's have tea together after our meal.
Looks good. I will eat well and restore my strength.
Food always tastes better when you're sharing a meal with others.
This looks delicious. Let's eat.
I'm sorry. I know I'm boring company. Ooh, I love this stuff. Did you know that?
This is my favorite. I am rather happy you went out of your way to pick it, Professor.
Ah, I can eat so much of this stuff. My stomach's growling just thinking about it.
It's kind of nice to break bread with you. Got any interesting stories to tell while we eat?
This food is a revelation. I can't help but smile when I eat it.
Eating with friends is warming for the heart.
I was thinking...
Have you heard of the Crescent Moon War? That's when the Alliance won their independence from the kingdom. Some 300 years ago, the ruling Duke of Leicester died without an heir. And the lords with blood ties to House Blythe took that chance to propose ruling the Leicester territory as a republic. The head of House Regan led the Leicester lords and fought fiercely with Farkas. They won independence from the kingdom. And now, here we are. Have you heard of the Crescent Moon? Some 300 years ago, the ruling Duke of Leicester died without an heir. And the lords with blood ties to House Blythe took that chance to propose ruling the Leicester territory as a republic. The head of House Regan led the Leicester lords and fought fiercely with Farkas. They won independence from the kingdom. And now, here we are.
I guess all that time wasn't wasted. I've gotta keep working hard. I've gotta keep working hard. Talent like this, hidden away. It was quite a challenge.
You have my thanks for your support. You have my thanks for your support. Your guidance was greatly useful.
Yeah! Who's the best? I'm the best. I'm glad I put in some effort. For I think I got the hang of it. Yeah! Who's the best? I'm the best. I think I got the hang of it.
I'm getting it.
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I managed to get it. Oh, I'll get the next one too. Maybe I've grown. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time.
Yes, that's it. I'll get the next one too.
I learned a lot.
A question. As good a reason as any.
Professor.
You again.
Complaining again? It is a waste of time, Felix.
The boar can be useful sometimes, if you know how to handle him. I'd say I handled him well this time.
Yes. You have done a good job too, Felix.
Interesting. One step before the next step.
They won't notice if one person doesn't sing, will they?
It's hard to sneak out when the professor is watching. Still a long way to go.
I'm ever so grateful.
There they go, starting another fight. I'm just gonna march over and... Wait, no. I have to restrain myself. I can't do it! Harry! You! Stop right there!
Poor Caspar. He can't stop himself. He does look quite heroic, though, and seems to be having a good time.
Ha! That takes care of that. Oh. Oh, no. Were you watching just now?
Oh, me? Watching what?
The fight that just happened. The fight that I definitely didn't start. I've been trying to restrain myself, like you said, and I've been so good about it, too. But they pulled me in. I tried to keep back, but... Ah! Okay, you got me. I can't restrain myself. I just don't have it in me. But the bad guys were dealt with, so it turned out fine, right?
Yes, completely fine. If that's what you want to do, who am I to complain?
Really? You're not gonna tell me how disappointed you are, and that I need to be better? I figured you'd be mad, but you're actually smiling.
No use in getting mad. In fact, I found the whole spectacle very entertaining. You seem to be enjoying yourself.
I was. I mean, sometimes I just can't help myself and I gotta get out there. Wait a minute. So you were watching? Why didn't you try and stop me?
Me? Stop you? As if I would never voluntarily go to so much trouble. Besides, you were fighting with so much passion, I couldn't help but feel smitten.
Smitten? Wow. You must really love a good fight. I gotta admit, that one was pretty good. I guess I love fighting too.
I think I'm gonna pass out. Ah! Oh, Lysithea? You're really pale. Yeah, I've been feeling really queasy all morning. I'm just heading back to my quarters to rest. Can you even make it there in that state? Here, climb on my back. I'll carry you. What? What? No. I'm not some sort of infant. Always worried about looking like a kid. No time for that now. Just get on. I'm feeling a bit better now. I should be okay from here. Thank you so much, Leonie. I hope I wasn't too heavy. No, not at all. Actually made for a fun bit of training. Training? Yeah. Carrying someone around is good for the legs. You're just the right weight for it, too. I might ask you to help me train again sometime. Anything can be a kind of training with the right attitude, you know? Are you always thinking about training? Well, I can't devote all my time purely to training, so it's more efficient if I can train while I get other stuff done at the same time. Wouldn't that actually be rather inefficient? Huh? What? Well, for example, if you're training for endurance, it seems running would be a better approach. If you're only ever training by cramming it in with other tasks, you won't be getting the best results. I'm no expert on the subject, but even I can logic that one out. Come to think of it, you do always seem to stick to a pretty rigid schedule, don't you? I've noticed that you focus completely on whatever it is you've set out to do. Then you switch to something else and focus completely on that. You've noticed, have you? Now that I think about it, you may be right. Maybe that is the more efficient way to do things. Hey, you're really bright, Lysithea. Thanks so much for the helpful advice. That was sweet of Leonie to check on me and carry me all the way to my quarters. And in the end, I just lectured her. She did thank me for it, but... I probably could have handled that better. I passed?
Hello there. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. You have a good eye. A pleasure doing business with you. Come again.
Welcome. This one?
Thank you. Please come again.
flavor is nostalgic to me for some reason. I'd like some more.
Ooh, this is my favorite. You've got great taste. Eating delicious food really takes my worries away. That looks delicious. Goddess forgive me, I've just got to indulge. I like this dish. It was my father's favorite.
This looks delicious. Let's eat.
Oh, this takes me back. I used to love this when I was a child.
Eating food always fires me up. Hoorah! Let's go fight somebody!
This is my absolute favorite. How did you know, Professor?
I like this.
That looks appetizing.
Yeah, you just get it, Professor. This is my favorite.
This food is a revelation. I can't help but smile when I eat it.
I would be liking that greatly.
Ah, I can eat so much of this stuff. My stomach's growling just thinking about it.
Yummy! Who made this? I'll have to give my compliments to the chef.
This is my most favorite dish of all. I love it almost as much as Crestology itself.
This is my favorite dish. Did someone tell you?
Delicious! After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the day.
This is a wonderful dish. You could sell this in any restaurant in the capital.
That was nice. That was so helpful. I didn't even know I cared this much. Yeah! Who's the best? I'm the best. That was so helpful. Thanks. I think I got the hang of it.
Your guidance was greatly useful.
This could be useful. Quite intriguing. Thank you. Quite intriguing. Thank you.
Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting it. No problem. Nothing to get excited about. I'm getting it. This'll be useful.
Professor.
The boar can be useful sometimes, if you know how to handle him. I'd say I handled him well this time.
Yes. You have done a good job too, Felix. That worked out well.
I am getting to the heart of it.
Perseverance is the key.
There is always more to learn.
I always was a quick study.
Some new insight.
Sylvain!
Hey, Felix. I'm glad you're safe.
You irresponsible fool! Protecting me like that? You're so weak and yet you always...
Look, it doesn't matter. As long as you're safe. You can go on living, while I...
Stop kidding around! You're not going to die. I won't let you!
Nah, I won't die on you, I promise. You think something like this could kill me? No way. A little magic will take care of the wound. Some bed rest, then I'm good to go out and do it all over again.
Sylvain?
Oh, come on, that was funny. It's not like you to be so concerned.
You really are a fool. The biggest in all of Fodlan. I thought something was off. There's no way you could die from such a small cut. You're so reckless and inattentive. I thought this might be divine punishment.
Hey, that's not nice. You should be thanking me.
I am grateful. You've been doing this since we were children. Constantly fooling around, but then showing up and helping when we really need you. I'll admit, seeing that smile on your face, I almost want to give you a hug. Almost.
A hug? Did you get hit on the head? Come on. Tell me you want to hug me again. I liked it.
I won't be repeating it, you half-wit. You're obviously fine, so I'll leave now.
You know how we grew up together?
Obviously.
Do you remember the promise we made when we were kids? About sticking together until we die together?
I remember.
Well, I'm really not trying to get myself killed before you. You know that, right?
I know. But I'm tired of these close calls. You have to stop fooling around. Take your training more seriously. You can die whenever you please, but I'm not going down with you.
Okay, I get it. Once I've healed, I'll get my act together.
Then I hope you have a speedy recovery. Sylvain, thank you.
That's what friends are for, Felix.
Ah, Bernadetta, have you finished your illustrations?
Yes, I have. Finally. This is the first time I've ever made anything for a real-life book. I was up all night finishing these. Bernie's all burned out now. I guess if they're no good, we'll just have to burn them all, eh?
Let's leave the topic of burning aside for now, shall we? Show me what you've done.
So, what do you think?
This is excellent work. The color, especially. It truly brings your art to life. I will see that the new edition of our book is added to the Garrigmach collection.
Really? Oh, that's such a relief. It was a tough job, but yeah, there's nothing Bernie can't handle.
You certainly do have some impressive mood swings. Actually, there is one thing I'd like to discuss.
Oh no, what did I get wrong?
Relax. I simply wanted to ask you about this last image. This is you here, is it not?
Yes. Is that wrong? What's wrong with it?
Nothing at all. I'm only curious. Does that make me the person standing beside you?
Oh, no, that's St. Keyhole.
Is that so? Then I must ask, what relationship are you suggesting you have with him?
Well, I got the impression that the story of St. Indec was told from St. Keyhole's point of view. So I just imagined that I asked St. Keyhole about it. And, that's where the picture came from. I guess I overdid it, huh? That's weird, isn't it? It's really weird. We can scrap it. Let's just get rid of it.
Ah, so that's why. That's amusing.
It is?
Very much. And I think this is a very fitting end to the book, actually. St. Keyhole and Bernadetta. They would have made quite an interesting pair, I think. In fact, if the two of you had lived in the same time, I am certain you would share a deep bond.
What? St. Keyhole and me? No way. I've already got my hands full just trying to be friends with you. But I've managed that at least, right? Haven't I?
Absolutely.
Why, it's Gilbert. Training on a day off? That man will never change, nor rest, apparently. Is there any need to be so diligent when nobody is watching? Ah, well, at least I can bear witness.
Professor Hanneman, is there something you need?
Ah, you noticed me. No, not at all. I was simply observing. I apologize for disturbing you.
You've done nothing worthy of apology. Although I fail to understand why you would watch my training.
Oh, well, I watch because I find it quite interesting. Your movements are most refined, with no unnecessary motions. Elegant is the word, I think. I find it quite satisfying to observe. In fact, I might say I was mesmerized.
Is that so?
If only you showed a bit more emotion on your face, just to sell the rest of it. You come off a bit tense.
Training is difficult, a strain on the body. Surely it is natural for one to be tense.
Oh, I know well how difficult training can be. But in your case, it's as though you're punishing yourself.
I am sorry. It's simply how I am.
No. What do I know of your training? My criticism was perhaps unnecessary. Still, I do feel you are too hard on yourself. Would it not be easier to live a little more freely? Find something that makes you happy and embrace it wholeheartedly. It would do you a world of good.
I thank you for your advice, Professor Hanneman, but I cannot live as you do. Such a way of life is not permitted to me. Now, if you will pardon me, I will return to my training.
Not permitted? I think the only one not permitting you joy, dear Gilbert, is yourself.